Well, due to circumstances concerning space, or therefore lack of in the future, I have had to take action and put some of my cars up for sale. One of them is this MG ZR in Trophy Blue that now has a grille on it, so it's better than it was. Slightly. Facebook, marketplace, we all know it's going to end up in tears. All you get are people letting you down on here. But as I always think though, we all have Facebook. What's the point in not using Facebook when it's there? You don't have to pay for it. Well, the MGF that I have, I put it up at a price which I thought might just scare away those people that only want to take it on to scrap it, because I've only got the car in the first place, so it didn't have to be scrapped. I wanted to go to someone who's got the opportunity and the space to do something with it, like fix it. It's not going to be anything amazing. So far, 50 messages, not 10. That's 50 people who have seen the advert and thought, I'm interested in that. I'm going to ask if it's still available. And there's our first problem, I think. Facebook's "Is this still available?" button. Yeah, it's there for people who can't even be bothered to ask a question. They put that there to encourage a dialogue. They're not bothered about whether you want to sell it. They just want people to talk about buying things. And they do. They do an awful lot of talk about buying things. Is this still available? Yes. Will you swap it for a motorbike that doesn't work? No. Now, personally, if I want to buy something off Facebook, I don't even use that button because it's kind of annoying, isn't it? It's kind of, well, if it's for sale, then it is available. Of course it is. Why would you ask if it's available? Why would you ask if it's for, why would you ask if it's, why would anybody ask if it's available? Have you ever run out of milk and popped into Aldi, picked up the milk, gone to the checkout and said, is this still available? No, you haven't. Because it is, that's why. But obviously there's a bit more to it than that, isn't there? Because what we're talking about here is a single item that only one person can buy. You can't sell it any more than once. But I mean, you can promise it to as many people as you want, but you can't sell it any more than once unless they bring it back. Anyway, that's not the point. The frustration beyond the "is this still available?" Get that away, screwdriver. 50 people have read my advert, yet compelled to ask a question that was already in the advert. Hi, what does this car need for its MOT? Well, I don't know, I'll just check the description that I wrote out to find out for you. I'm very much in danger here of repeating myself with the previous video that I did about 3 years ago. But only about 200 people have watched that, so I don't think it matters. Most common thing, what's the lowest you'll go on this? Although often worded without any degree of politeness whatsoever. Best price. Yeah, that's old nuggets. I don't mind admitting that I have in the past on many an occasion gone onto Facebook, found an item that I would quite like to purchase and started the bartering process, but I didn't start it without saying hello first, and I didn't start it without seeing the item, and I certainly wouldn't have started it without any communication previously. Sometimes you may advertise something and you start at the lowest price that you want to take for it, and you can say this is the lowest price. You don't need to ask if there's any further reductions. I will save you the time by letting you know straight away that this is the rock bottom price and you cannot have it for any less. And you may mean it, but it won't stop the same people starting the debate off with best price, what's your lowest price, last price, etc. All of the kind of thing that just shows that they are ignorant to what you are talking about in the first place. Let's ignore the fact that I have had 50 messages about one item, none of which have come to anything so far, and just imagine that you have 2 people asking about your particular item. One of them says, oh right, I'm interested in buying this, when can I have a look? And the other just starts off by saying, what's your best price? Which one are you going to communicate with? That's right, the one that doesn't sound like he's trying to pull your pants down and rip your cock off and stick it in your elbow. My MG ZR. Here's the advert. You will see the price. Therefore, you do not need to ask what the price is. It tells you what is wrong with the car. Therefore, you don't have to ask what is wrong with the car. It tells you where the car is located. So you don't need to ask where the car is located. And anyone that cannot be bothered to read the description enough to find out those three things isn't going to get an answer in the future from me. I think that's the only way. Why waste all my time answering people questions that they should already know the answer to? Unless they're asking about something that I haven't actually put in the advert, I'm not going to bother, because they're not going to read it, are they? They haven't read it in the first place. It's right there in front of them. Surely it's much, much easier to actually read what's right in front of you than have it typed out to you again, then to have to read it out again. One of the really disappointing things about having so many inquiries is that within, say, those 50 or so inquiries, one of them might be the person that you should be communicating with. But you said, I'll find out later, somebody's coming, somebody's doing this, and it's all just a bit overwhelming with the amount of people you're having to speak to. I mean, you can pretty much spend all day just answering questions for people who aren't interested. So I think even with this minuscule operation I happen to have here, which is going away, I might say, I'm not giving up on my channel, but I am giving up on selling cars because it's just so irritating. Once these cars have gone, no more. I just don't want to do it. I don't want this kind of time wasted. And that's a pity, because I've come to the conclusion of how I should do this. Put an ad up, provide the address, and say, come and buy it. Don't message me. Just turn up. Or something a bit like that. And then back down to this quandary that I have of letting people down. I don't even want anyone coming from just a couple of miles down the road only to find out that they've wasted their time. But it kind of has to be that way, doesn't it? You want to buy something, turn up and see whether you're going to have your time wasted. I think I'm going to redo the advert for the MG ZR and just put that in there, and then just ignore anyone that starts asking questions that I've already answered. Because it's about time I did something that I want to do. And pandering to the stupid and the lazy is not one of them. Bye. Here's a term used exclusively for the car trade. No tyre kickers. No tyre kickers. That seems a bit pointless, that one. Because you can't kick tyres unless you turn up to kick them. Maybe that's what puts people off. Yeah. Maybe that's what puts people off. If you write in your advert, no tyre kickers, then you'll have a bunch of people that go, oh, that rules me out then. I can't go along. Because tyre kickers, if anybody actually ever does that anymore, is surely just a way of trying to express a little bit of disapproval, but without having the words or the intelligence to actually say what you think. So just kick something and then go, oh, I'll think about it.